Alright guys, so what I do want to cover in this video is the whole idea of, or the concept or term of toxic masculinity. It's something that's being thrown out there way too much, and I think there's just a lot of confusion and people misuse it a lot just because they just don't like certain things, so they just label those terms on you, right? Is there such thing as toxicity, toxic masculinity? I think the reason why toxic masculinity, the term, is bigger than, let's say, toxic femininity is because of the role that men have played throughout history, in terms of when it comes to like misogyny and patriarchy. That part is legitimate. That is true. Men have subjugated to a lot of mistreatment. I guess mistreatment is an understatement. Excluded them from a lot of things for a long time. That part is legitimate. What's not legitimate is confusing the nature of man with woman. Okay, so men need to be responsible in their roles in society. There's a lot to cover there. I don't want to make this video long. I know I say this a lot, but as long as a man you're responsible and respectful, anybody who tells you stuff like toxic masculinity is crap. Now, if you are a misogynistic and sexist guy and just dislikes women for whatever reason, any reason, then yeah, you are. So if you just think that women are less and demean them, then yes, you are. But my personal take is there are certain roles and certain things that women do better than men, and that comes, so specifically what I want to point out is when it comes to like nurturing, roles that require patience and nurturing, in my opinion, from what I've seen so far in my life, women are better. And there are reasons why certain careers or jobs are dominated by women. So one of them is teaching. So I don't know what the ratio is, guys, but I personally think in many subjects women are better, because again, teaching, especially if you're dealing with teenagers and adolescents, let's just say I just mispronounce that word every time. Teenagers and kids, women are generally better than men when it comes to patience and nurturing. Same thing with raising families, right? So women are more caring, kind, and nurturing. I'm not saying there are men that are not. There are men that are, but I'm speaking in general terms. So women are better. When, again, another example is medical field. So nursing, right? Women dominate that field for a good reason, because again, being a nurse, RN, whatever, don't ask me these specific medical terms, but I'm just referring as nurses. Women dominate that field for decades for a good reason, because that again requires patience, nurturing, working with patients of different kinds of illnesses, surgery, whatever, right? So can women do other jobs? Yeah, they can. Now, there are jobs that are just best suited for men, right? When it comes to like construction, military, fighting, front lines, like, come on. That's for men. Taking care of family from outside and inside, that's best suited for men. So those rules are kind of messed up now, which disappoints me, and I think it just does more harm than good. I think there needs to be a balanced dynamic. I think men need to appreciate what women bring and what women are actually better at than us. And the same thing needs to happen from that side too. I think a lot of times what happens is people are either resentful or something, and then they just hate the other gender, which is not good. And usually what I've noticed is it's something very personal. So, and then they just like, oh, that's it, that's gender is this, women are this, men are this, and then you just like it loses that legitimate, genuine, sincere conversation, right? You cannot have that when somebody comes off that way and says, oh, that's it, men are this, men are horrible, and then there are men that are like, women are this, women are that. So it's like, what he's saying, it's, I give you guys I'm sure there are more, there are other examples too, but I just pointed out the two big ones that I wanted to, that women are better. They're better at teaching, they're better at patience, they're better at nurturing than men are. So yeah, and I appreciate women for that a lot. So I think there just needs to be that balanced dynamic to work together, and I think if once that balanced dynamic is in place, whether it's your in personal relationships, at work, whatever, it works out. Things work out in a good way. When that balance is messed up and you are just against each other, yeah, good luck. Okay, that's it, guys. So just wanted to address that toxic masculinity thing. Is it legitimate? There are legitimate reasons, yes, absolutely, throughout history. But I think it's just being misused, and the whole point is being missed and overlooked or ignored or whatever. It's just, yeah, there's some things that men are better, and then there's some things that women are better. If you subject a woman to certain kind of treatment or certain kind of place in society, that's wrong. Another example, this might be people might disagree with me, but what I've noticed in high school, again, this is my anecdotal experience, so please don't just say, oh, is this guy thinking like that about women? In high school, women preferred subjects that were more towards social sciences. So what does that mean? It means biology, psychology, literature, English, which is literature, history, stuff like that. I personally have not seen a lot of, were there women that were in mathematics and engineering? Yes. There were girls in my high school that were taking advanced math classes, and they were really good at it. But not many, guys, not many. It was just 2-3 girls, and then the rest were all guys in calculus. Or calculus, we had calculus A, B, or A, B, C. It was just, I guess different schools go with different names, but there was calculus is a big subject, so there's just, they couldn't squeeze it all in one. It would just be too much, so our high school divided it into two. After algebra, trigonometry, it was calculus A, calculus B, and then BC. So yeah, when it came to did women pick, were they eager to pick fields like physics, advanced mathematics, engineering? No, not really. Were there women that did? Yes, there are women that do, but they're not big. So that it goes back to my point, right? There are certain fields that are dominated by women, and then there are some fields that are dominated by men. And I really do not think that's on purpose, or men are behind this and they're trying to keep women down. No, it's just, I've noticed this in my own personal life. Women just they preferred certain subjects and certain careers over others. Medical field, so yeah, medical field, that's what nursing, biological, research in biology, stuff like that. Women did prefer that too, yes, besides the subjects I mentioned, history, social sciences, and things like that. A lot of girls, even in college, when I went to community college, they were not yeah, I want to sign up for that calculus class. Not really. Very few did. But yeah, and then when I would walk into like psychology class, it was like a good balance, right? It was like sometimes half of the class would be all girls, and then half of the class would be guys, or sometimes even like more less guys, more girls. So I kind of prefer those classes more. You guys know why. But yeah, and then the math class, the calculus class was all guys. Well, there were like one or two girls in high school and stuff, but that's it, guys. That's it. So yeah, just my personal take. Yeah. All right, guys. Take care.